This is Jethian, the Sangrama, which was in charge of Kalsila cave where the first Buddhist convocation took place. Jethian means elders. The Sangrama carries the exact name of the story. So this is Jethian, the Sangrama in charge of Kalsila cave where the first Buddhist convocation took place. Kalsila is where the Buddhist convocation took place, but there has to be a place where the monks and pilgrims can stay, because Kalsila cave is a place of worship. It is a place of worship. So there has to be a Sangrama where monks and pilgrims can stay, and that is Jethian. Jethian is the Sangrama. Folks, how I came to this conclusion, to understand this, you will have to view the video to the end. Now, my Buddhist friends, you all know about Kalsila cave, where I told you where the first convocation took place, the first meeting took place, where the three Pitakas were written. Now, what do you call it? There has to be a Sangrama. There has to be a Sangrama. See that cave, Kalsila cave where the three Pitakas were written, that was a place to worship for pilgrims. Now where will the pilgrims stay? Where will the monks stay? Folks, that is Jethian. Jethian is the Sangrama or the ashram where the monks and the pilgrims stayed who wanted to pay homage to all these places. Kalsila, where the first convocation took place. Then what do you call it? After Kalsila, Chakra, the Buddha relic stupa of Ajat Shatru, and then what do you call it? Dumri, the Anand's half-body relic stupa of Ajat Shatru. Bada, Ashoka's Buddha relic stupa. So the pilgrims most probably stayed in Jethian. Jethian means elders, elders. That is, Jethian was in charge of Kalsila cave where the first convocation took place. Check out the satellite picture and then the photos of Jethian. Then the careless bhikshus said one to another with satisfaction, Tathagat has gone to rest. This is good for us. Tathagat has died. For now, if we transgress, there is no one to reprove or restrain us. And Kashyapa hears this. When Kashyapa, having heard this, was deeply moved and affected, and resolved to assemble the treasure of the law, Dharma Pitaka, and bring to punishment the transgressors. Accordingly, he proceeded to the two trees, and regarding Buddha he offered worship. And now the king of the law, having gone from the world, both men and devas were left without a guide, and the great arhats moreover were cleaving to their nirvana. Then the great Kashyapa reflected thus: to secure obedience of the teaching of Buddha, we ought to collect the Dharma Pitaka. So they, on this, he assembled on Mount Maru in connection with the something of the gong. The direction of Kashyapa spread far and wide through the great Chilcosium, and all those possessed of spiritual capacities, hearing the instruction, assembled in convocation. At this time Kashyapa addressed the assembly and said, Tathagat having got, Kashyapa decides that there are too many people have come for the assembly, the rest should go, and only 999 men should remain. 999 elder men should remain. So where did this take place? This took place here in Kalsila. Kalsila is the cave where the first convocation took place, and Bhojpur is the place where Ajat Shatru fed and kept all the 999 arhats. But later on, when this became a place of worship, Kalsila, you needed a Sangrama where the arhats could stay and the pilgrims could stay who came to pay homage. So that is Jethian. Jethian means elders. So the name of the Sangrama usually gives the exact story of the item it represents, that is Kalsila up here. So check out the pictures of Jethian, folks. The Sangrama in charge of Kalsila where the first convocation took place. Okay folks, now this is Jethian. Jethian means elders. Jethian means elders. And just next to this village is on the stupa, on the Sangrama, which was in charge of Kalsila cave. See, just slightly northwest from this village is the Kalsila cave where the first Buddhist convocation took place. So basically that is the place where the Buddhist convocation took place, and after the convocation it became a place of homage where people went and prayed to this cave or in this cave. So basically you needed a Sangrama for where people would live and stay. Where monks and pilgrims. So that is Jethian. I have noticed the Sangrama name, is very, sort of blares up out the story of the place. Like Jethian, Kalsila means, expensive pitaka. And so it means an expensive pitaka. But Jethian means elders. It tells the story of the 100 or so thousand people turning up to add their bit in the writing of the Buddha's texts. But they are returned and only 999 are allowed to stay back. So that is the 999 elders are allowed to stay back, who have got all the knowledge of all three pitakas and all. So they have total knowledge of everything. So that means they were the elders, and that's what Jethian means. And I have noticed the actual stupa is soft, like Ketila. It is a soft word. It means an expensive pitaka. But Sangrama name, it tells the entire story. So Jethian tells the story of the elders writing down the Buddhist texts in Kalsila cave. Folks, so Jethian is the Sangrama where the monks and the pilgrims would stay. And you have all the other, you have slightly northwest, you have the Ajat Shatru's Buddha relic stupa, Ajat Shatru's half-body Anand's relic stupa, exactly north of Jethian is you have the Ashoka's Buddha relic stupa. You have all these places. So folks, I hope you found this video educative. If you did so, please don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to my page Buddha Exhumed, and don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about this video.